That's for Mama Navakoza. The consultations were held in Uganda from 23rd April 2021 to 7th May. They went to the following areas. They went to meet the public in Mbarara, in Kabale, in Entebbe, Mbale, Gulu, Lira. They also came to Parliament. I met them together with the parliamentary commissioners and chairpersons of the committees. They met local government leaders, youth workers, the media. And in these groups, there were 12 people from each district. The districts converged in one area, and that's where they held the discussions. So those were the consultations in Uganda, and I believe they followed the same pattern in the other countries. Then Kamvisha, Pulse Media. Now, I said that there is a proposal to establish to enforce the human rights protocol, but has not yet been incorporated into our work. So that's what I'm saying, that when we're in Kigali, we said it's our responsibility to ensure that this protocol is implemented by all the parties. That's where we are at the moment. Ronnie, Usoga 1. Now, Uganda as an accused country, I think that is really a misnomer. What I can say is that at some stage when the M23 were fighting, our president asked them to stop so that they could discuss with the governments in the DRC. But when they waited for a long time, no, actually, he asked them to come here, and they were staying in a camp in Uganda, awaiting the outcome of the discussions with their government. But when the discussions took long, they went back because they were frustrated. They did not see progress at the speed at which they wanted. But we are engaging. Now, the funding of the ESC is really a problem, Mr. Nyango. It is a problem because 4 states are carrying the burden of all the 8. So it is, yes, it's affecting our work, and everything has to be cut short because of the funding. But we're trying hard to convince them. We had wanted sanctions against countries that are not contributing. But when you got the meeting and the same people are also there within the meeting, they don't agree to what you're proposing because they're also there in the same meeting. So, so it has become difficult. But I hope that one of these days we shall, and this will go up to the high level that not everybody agrees with sanctions. But I know that they have been working in other international organizations effectively. If you don't pay, you don't speak. If you don't pay, you don't get positions. But our heads of state believe that we should handle one another with a bit of decorum. So that's where we are. If we had the authority, I would have done other things. Now, the issue of the common currency, Mr. Vaguma, I'm one of those who is very, very keen on the issue of the common currency. You recall when I was first appointed, the first thing I did was to secure land for the East African Central Bank. Here, I got land 3 acres from the police. We also got the old Greenless Bank to work as the headquarters in case we had the bank. But unfortunately, when the advert was put out for which country to host this bank, almost all the countries applied. I think Rwanda withdrew, but Uganda wants the bank, Kenya wants the bank, Burundi wants the bank, and Tanzania wants the bank. So when we evaluated, somehow a report came out that Tanzania does not have enough facilities. They don't have enough community facilities. So they were going to give them the bank. So we said no. You have the headquarters, you have the court, you have the Yala. You cannot say that you don't have enough. So you cannot take the bank. So we got a stalemate, and that's where we were still battling over that. Me, I'm ready with my land, I'm ready with the Business Bank, I'm ready with the house for the CEO in case we get it. Kenya is also ready, Burundi is also ready. So we are still battling over that. But I really I'm concerned about the suffering of our people in the common currency. In fact, I had told our people that if necessary, let us issue one currency to run alongside our national currencies, as the EU did. So when everybody comes on board, we can go together. But you know, the Bank of Uganda, or the central banks of the ESC, want a convergence criteria for all the countries. But how can we have a convergence criteria with Kenya? which is now a middle developed country, with South Sudan, same criteria with Uganda, in order to qualify. So I've told them, can we also go with the coalition of the willing? So that we start, we issue a currency, we run two currencies, the EAC currency and the national currency, until such time as we can get that. So it's really a question of negotiation. For me, that would be my proposal. Now, why are we not, Abuta, why are we not in the, we deployed in Goma, Bukavu, and Uvira? You know, although we are, well, that's how I was talking about the confederation. If we had a federal government, that matter would have been resolved. They would have just said, let's go in. But we still have the government of DRC, the government of Uganda, the government of Rwanda, government of Burundi, government of Sudan, DRC, Federal Republic of Somalia. So each of us has a government. Now, in order to go to Congo, you have to seek permission. We were there, as you recall, we were there for 7 months as the East African Regional Force, and peace had come back to Congo for 7 months. The Goma airport was working, people back in their homes. Then before the elections, the president told us that we don't want the East Africans here. So they said we are giving a deadline, 8th of December, you should leave. So we left. Then they brought the SADC. So as a foreign state, it's their right to bring the SADC. So actually, SADC is now in charge there. They've been there at least for over a year. So that's the problem. That's why we said that let us all meet together and plan together. That's why all these meetings are taking place now between the joint SADC and the joint EAC. Now the two countries at war, yes, we are having deliberations and negotiations. That's why I talked about the Nairobi process, which is dealing with the DRC and the armed groups, and the Rwanda process, which is dealing with the conflict between DRC and Rwanda. That's what President Rorim has been handling. So we are doing some work through our African Union and the other bodies. So there is a solution, and I hope it will work.